So dear students, today we are going to discuss the character sketch of Margayya. Okay, Margayya is the main hero or the main personage in the novel of R.K. Narayana, and this question is very important in the examination. So all these are the main points to be learnt for your answer, and one by one just go through, have a look at all these points. First of all, you can have, if you like, you can have this heading also, introduction. Okay, and in this heading you can give an introduction of both of R.K. Narayana and also of his novel The Financial Expert. It depends on you, and you can tell very well that R.K. Narayana, he gives no doubt he gives great importance to characterization. Means characterization was very important for R.K. Narayana, and when we go through the character of Margayya, we come to know this fact that R.K. Narayana was so serious at the time of characterization, and not only his hero but all the characters were very important to him. Means the focus of R.K. Narayana was completely only on his characters, and this is why that when we go through the personality, the character of R.K. Narayana, we feel that the personality of his characters come completely alive, and this is why that the rest of their personality become very easy for R.K. Narayana. And if you remind other characters also of this novel, The Financial Expert, Sampath, Margayya, Raju, Dr. Paul, or even Balu, Brinda, they always we can say that unforgettable character. Means they give an indelible impression on the mind of the readers. So all these characters are very unforgettable character, and Margayya is also one of them, created by R.K. Narayana. All these characters are especially, okay, the characters of R.K. Narayana are especially drawn from the urban middle class of South Indian towns. Okay, so we can say that all these characters are related or concerned with the South Indian town. So in this way you can write, depends on your content, that what all content you write here in the introduction. So in brief I have told you, in this way you can write very well. So now just come to the character of Margayya. Who is Margayya? Margayya, actually what does it mean? Okay, this name Margayya, the word Margayya, Marg, it is it has been derived from Marg, that is the way, the path. So this word Margayya, it stands for that person, the person who shows the way, who shows the path, or who shows the way. Okay, so that is Margayya. Margayya means one who shows the way, or who shows the marg, who shows the path. So in this way you can take also this heading, the meaning of Margayya. So now the main heading is the hero of the novel. The hero of the novel, the financial expert, and who is the main character of this novel, who is the personage, who is the hero? Of course it is Margayya, right? So Margayya is the hero of this novel, and it is Margayya who is the financial expert in this novel, right? The title of this novel is The Financial Expert, and it is nobody else but it is Margayya himself. He is the financial expert of this novel, and it is also Margayya whose primary business gives this novel its name. So the whole novel, we can say that it is a record of the ups and downs, joys and sorrows, and honors, humiliations, or disgrace of Margayya's life. Means all the bitter or sweet experiences of Margayya's life has been presented very well by R.K. Narayana in this novel. So the whole novel revolves around this character Margayya. And although Margayya, he belongs to Malgudi. Malgudi is also another favorite place and another imaginary little town in South India that is always used by R.K. Narayan. In most of his novels we always come to know about this place Malgudi. Okay, and I think that most of the students they must be aware of this word Malgudi. It is an imaginary town, a small town in South India, but imaginary town, that is Malgudi. And our hero Margayya, of course, there is also a description of this Malgudi town. So we can say that Margayya is actually a universal man, and when you go through the story, the plot of this novel, The Financial Expert, you will come to know that such people, they always, you can find such people around you, they always live with you. So we can say that Margayya is a universal man, and such people can be found in all countries, in all cities, in towns, in villages, or around us. Means such people can be found at all places like Margayya. So Margayya's next one is Margayya's appearance. Margayya's appearance, that is the personality, or how his personality has been shown, how he has been described by R.K. Narayan. When we say that Margayya is the hero of this novel, so we always make an image in our mind that the hero must be bold, physically very strong, must be handsome, must be this and that. So we always make an image, a very beautiful image in our mind of the hero. But no, it is not so with Margayya, it is not so with the character of R.K. Narayan, that our hero is not so. He is very, very far from our imagination, though he is the hero, but not just like as we always imagine. So Margayya, here we can say that Margayya's appearance, you can write in this way. Margayya has actually an unheroic physical appearance. Okay, not heroic physical body, not heroic physical appearance. It is unheroic. He is the hero, but he has unheroic appearance. Okay, physical appearance especially. And in the beginning of the novel, you also come to know that this hero is not young, but he is a middle-aged man. He is 42 years old, right? Margayya is 42 years old. This means that he is a middle-aged man, and of course he is also not unmarried, but he is married. And in the shade of a banyan tree, he is found sitting in a dirty clothes, that is dirty dhoti and kurta. This hero is presented wearing what kind of costume? Dhoti and kurta, and even with glasses on his nose. Okay, on his nose. And Margayya, he also comes of a backward village family, means he is not very rich and he doesn't belong to an aristocratic family, but he comes from a backward village family. So he is not wealthy and he doesn't belong to a high society or high class or high family. And the main thing is that you will be very surprised to be aware of this truth about Margayya, that by caste he is a corpse bearer. Okay, by caste he is a dead body bearer or a corpse bearer, and it is the luck of Margayya that it is really a good thing. We know that what is his caste, but luckily the village or the people of Malgudi, the town people, they are not aware of this fact. They are completely unaware of the caste of Margayya. And even this hero is not even a matriculate. So this kind of appearance, this kind of background, this kind of personality has been presented by R.K. Narayan, though he is the hero of this novel. So all these points you can mention in this point. Okay, then next one is, that is also very important point, because the complete novel focus on this, and based on this also our plot takes this story. His miserliness, okay, his miserliness. Margayya, no doubt that Margayya is very close-fisted, he is a miserly man. Margayya's miserliness is actually a part of his hunger, of his lust for money. You can say that he is very lusty because he is a miser, he is close-fisted, oh, he loves a lot money. And this is why that throughout the novel we find that Margayya is very lusty. Lusty for what? He is lusty for money, means he wants to get a large amount of money. He wants to get more and more money, and there is no limit of his this lust, of his this madness, and he thinks that money is everything. So Margayya is completely crazy for money, and because he is crazy for money, so this is why that throughout this novel, The Financial Expert, we come to know that how much close-fisted he is, how much miser our Margayya is, okay, and as he wants to get more and more money. So no doubt that it is also very painful to Margayya to get separation from money, means he doesn't like to part with money. Money is everything, money is all in all with him, all in all money is everything for him, and this is why that it gives a lot of pain to Margayya when he thinks that he is going to take a separation, he is going to be parted with money. So even if you recall that when in the plot of this novel, if you try to remind that when Margayya beats Dr. Paul, okay, Dr. Paul, and Dr. Paul, he was very angry, and in his anger even Dr. Paul also call Margayya a miserable miser, and he also says that Margayya, you are a miserable miser, and you cannot share your goods, your money even with your son. This is also remarked by Dr. Paul that Margayya, you are so miserable, you are so crazy with money that you can not even share your money, your things, your goods with your son. So here we find that how much miser this hero is, our Margayya is. And though Balu is his only son, okay, means Balu is his only son. In spite of that, when Balu disappears and his wife Brinda, she was getting very worried, she was very sad, and she was trying to find him out. Margayya doesn't do anything to find him out, okay. Margayya, as a father, if we see that Margayya was not even a little worried for his only son, and he doesn't do anything, means he doesn't want to spend any money on his search, right, because he thinks very well that if he tries to find him out, he will have to spend some money on him, but he doesn't like to spend even a single penny for his only son, that was Balu. So there also it is very clear that how much miser, how much close-fisted our Margayya is. And if we try to recall even in another incident also, that while purchasing a ticket for Madras at the booking counter, Margayya, he displays the meanest level of miserliness, okay, at that time when he was going to purchase a ticket for Madras. So that was the miserliness of Margayya, and you can add here few quotations also if you like, that what his thoughts are about money. Then next our heading may be Margayya as a husband, okay, Margayya as a husband. So Margayya, no doubt as a husband, because he is married, though he is a hero, but in spite of that he has a son, he has a wife, and as a husband, if we analyze the character of Margayya, so we can see very well that Margayya, because he is a middle-aged man, and he is a typical middle class Indian husband, okay, very typical, when we say that he is a very typical middle class Indian, so simply he is also a middle class Indian husband. why we say this, that he is a typical Indian husband? Because he doesn't like to share his thoughts, his feelings, his ideas, his plans with his wife. He doesn't like to share anything. He doesn't like to tell her or his wife anything what was going in his mind, what he was thinking of, what he was going to do, anything. Means he doesn't like to share anything with his wife. So that is the mentality of just like a typical Indian, middle class Indian husband. And he even doesn't tell his wife about the 40-day Lakshmi worship, okay, that he proposes to begin. And later in the novel we also find that Margayya doesn't tell her why he is leaving home after midnight when he goes to his son, okay, Balu's bungalow. And that was showing that as a husband, what kind of husband Margayya has been presented here. That is a very realistic picture of Margayya. So in this way you can write in this point. Then as a father, as I told you here, that as a father he was not worried, he was not even a little sad for his only son when he disappeared. So of course you can be aware very well that what kind of father he had been. So as a father we can say that Margayya, he has, okay, this way you can write that Margayya, he has only one child, only one son as a father, and the name of that son was it was Balu. And he loves his son to the extent he pampers him, he likes him, he loves him, no doubt, because he pampers him a lot as a father. Even then he doesn't spare him in his means he doesn't like to spend any money on his studies. And he he has a lot of dreams for his son, no doubt, as a middle Indian father, middle Indian class father also. And as a middle class Indian father, he wants to send him to actually that is the desire of a middle class Indian father, that they always want to teach, want to give higher education to their son. So such a personality of Margayya has been presented here as a father, because as I have told you that Margayya has been presented as a realistic character, and we can find such character around us very well. So as a father, this is the desire of Margayya, that he wants to send him to America, right? He wants to send him, and for what? For higher education, for big degrees. And he looks also forward to marrying him to some judge daughter, to such a daughter who belongs to a rich family, a wealthy man's daughter. So that is also his thinking. But it is Balu who frustrates all his hopes. All his dreams are broken by his son Balu, and Balu actually fails to pass even the matriculation examination also. And it gives a lot of pain to Margayya as a father. So in this way you can write here that what kind of dreams or desires Margayya has for his son, for his only son Balu, but all his desires and dreams are broken. Then our next point is maybe Margayya's superstition. Okay, Margayya's superstition, this means that Margayya may be also superstitious. There is a typical blend, actually a typical mixture of superstition and religion in Margayya. We find him that this is the mixture of both in the personality of Margayya. And it is as first was also mentioned 40 days Lakshmi Puja, okay, Lakshmi worship. So at that moment we find that our this 40-day worship of the goddess Lakshmi, at that time we find his superstition. But he has also a fear of God, and honesty is also no part of his faith. When Margayya wants to marry his son Balu to Brinda, okay, Brinda, She was a daughter of a wealthy father, and now Margayya, he consults pandits, and he makes them say that means it is Margayya who wants to get his son married. So this is why that Margayya actually consults pandits for that, and it was Margayya who made them to say that their otherwise unmatching horoscope match. So that was that means the horoscope was not matching between Brinda and Balu, but it was Margayya who asked the Pandit to say that. So that was he was also superstitious. Then next one, his hunger for money. No doubt he was very lusty, he was very crazy for money, and this point can be taken very well that it is very important because the title of this novel is The Financial Expert, and our Margayya is a financial expert. So his hunger, whose hunger for money? Margayya, okay, Margayya's hunger for money. Margayya is crazy for money, he is after money, and he desires more and more money. He believes that power and honor can be taken or can be achieved only because of money. Means if you want to get anything in your life, then that can be achieved only through money. That is the thinking of Margayya. So money is everything for him, and at the age of 42, okay, only at the age of 42 Margayya realizes that money alone is important in this world. In this world, that is there is we can say that this is the thinking, or this is the philosophy of Margayya, that in this whole universe, if there is any important thing, that is only money. So, and he also regards that everything else will come to you very easily itself, means the other things will come to you itself if you have money in your purse. So that is the thinking of Margayya, and this is why that he always pays his attention to money. He wants to earn more and more money by fair or foul means. And a wife, according to Margayya, hates or dislikes her husband if he has no money, and even a mother also hates her son who has no money. So here we find that our this Margayya thinks always only of money. Margayya even he is very afraid to think that how people can live without money. Means so we can feel here his hunger for money, that he thinks that if money was absent, man came near being beast. So maybe R.K.Narayan's philosophy or Margayya's philosophy, that they both regard that there is no difference between a man and an animal if there is no money in the pocket of a man. Means a man without money is very near to an animal. So this is the thinking of Margayya, and we can say that he is very greedy, and he means there is no amount of money that can satisfy the greed or the desire of Margayya. So he is so hungry, and there is only one purpose, one mission of Margayya's life, that is to get or to collect a lot of money, huge wealth, huge money. So that is his hunger for money. Now the next point is as a financial expert. Okay, as a financial expert, no doubt that Margayya is a very mystic in money matters, and he actually, the people of Malgudi call him a money doctor. Okay, these titles have been given to Margayya: money doctor, financial expert, financial wizard. And Margayya also meditated between his needy clients and the cooperative bank in a very clever way. He is so clever, because this is why that he has been given this title, financial wizard or financial expert, because he is very clever in dealing these kinds of clients. and by passing all the banking rules, Margayya can help them very well. Means he can get unlimited loans from the bank. So when Margayya ran this business, he used to be surrounded by a crowd of villagers of Malgudi all the time. He is surrounded by those kinds of person who are needy, who wants to get loan, and they had a lot of respect. A lot of respect for whom? For Margayya. Means all the villagers of Malgudi, they had great admiration for Margayya's monetary skill, and they always held him in high respect. So this was the image of Margayya. This was his regard in Malgudi as a financial expert. So the next important point is his sense of, okay, his sense of self respect. Means Margayya's sense of self respect. Margayya, he cannot tolerate any kind of humiliation, any kind of disgrace, insult at the hands of others, because he, as a financial expert, or as a husband, as a father, he has been given a lot of respect, a lot of honor by the villagers, by his family members, even by his friend also. And no doubt that how can it be possible for him to tolerate those kinds of humiliation. So he is a very self-respected man, and he is very hardly impressed by anyone. So this is well proved by his reaction to the new secretary. If you go through the plot, secretary of the cooperative bank and his talk with the proprietor of the great printery, that was that how much self-respected our Margayya is. He can never tolerate any kind of humiliation or disgrace, right? Then next one is our 11th one is his indomitable, okay, that is Margayya's indomitable spirit. Indomitable spirit, because Margayya is a very self-respected man. He is a very honored man of Malgudi town, and Margayya, he refuses to be defeated in life. All the ups and downs, joys and sorrows he faces, but in spite of that, he never accepts failure, he never accepts defeat. Means action is karma, or action, or that is that it is each and everything for Margayya. So this is the heroic quality, and that he believes in action, he believes in success, he doesn't believe in failure, or he doesn't believe in demotivation, these kinds of words. So this is the heroic quality of Margayya, and that has been demonstrated very well by R.K.Narayan in this novel, especially at the end of the novel. So we come to know what happens with our this hero in the end of the novel. But actually he takes the fall in the healthy spirit of acceptance. He is reconciled to his humble profession and position, and we again see Margayya sitting under the shade of the banyan tree in the dhoti and kurta. So that was the spirit, that was indomitable spirit of our this hero Margayya. Means and in the last you can conclude that no doubt we can never forget such a character presented by R.K.Narayan in this novel. He is certainly an indelible, unforgettable character. He cast such an impression on the reader that he can never be forgotten. Margayya is a middle-aged man, and no doubt that he is very lusty for money, very hungry for money. To earn money by fair or foul means is his religion, is his mission of life, and he has a very practical outlook. Means he has also a sense of self-respect. Though he is miser, he is greedy, he is close-fisted, but he is also a self-respected man, and he is very conscious of his honor, of his respect. So he is religious in a selfish manner, he is also very superstitious, he is a wizard, a financial wizard in making money. But in spite of that, we can say that the the title of this novel has been after Margayya, and no doubt that our Margayya is a financial expert. Okay, so in this way you can write all these headings. These are very very important. Margayya character of Margayya.